Hi everyone, welcome back. James here from World War Militaria. This is a look at a World War I US helmet of the 103rd Field Artillery Regiment, part of the 26th Division during World War I. The unit saw significant combat action in France. It was primarily composed of National Guard troops from New England. The 26th Division, which included the 103rd Artillery, spent 210 days in combat and suffered considerable casualties. The division's combat experience saw action in the offensives of the Meuse-Argonne and the Aisne-Marne offensive also. Casualties are 1,587 killed in action and 12,077 wounded in action. Then after the war, the demobilisation, the 26th Division, including the 103rd Field Artillery, returned to the United States and was demobilised at Camp Devens in Massachusetts in May 1919. And this comes on to the insignia on this helmet, which is the insignia of the 103rd Field Artillery. Features a cartoon image of a dash hound being struck by an American shell, with the crossed cannon barrels and the YD logo, which stands for the Yankee Division. The detail in this design was printed in black and white and on cardstock. It was cut out and glued to the front of helmets rather than painted on. They were not actually affixed until April the 6th, 1919. The 26th Division, that also is made up of 21 other units. So the 103rd Field Artillery Regiment, which is this helmet here, is one of them. And then to name a few, it includes 101st Machine Gun Battalion, 102nd Field Artillery, the 103rd Machine Gun Battalion, also 103rd in Infantry, the 101st, I believe it's a supply train unit. That's to name a few. That also includes different designs of unit insignia also. So that could include painted on insignia, as well as the more intricate insignia painted onto the cardstock, which is one of them that I have here. So we'll just have a more closer look at the helmet, and hope the information that I've read out sort of gives you an understanding of the 26th Division and the 21 other units attached to it. Just zoomed into the insignia. So to the top there is the letters YD, which represents the Yankee division. And then down you have the crossed cannons. Then further down is the 103rd FA, that's the field artillery. And again, below that is a American shell striking a dash hound. And then lastly, below the dash hound, it is missing part here, but it does say accuracy and speed for the slogan. And then another very interesting point is painted behind. Here there is FA for field artillery again. Then it's hard to make out here. There is some numbers, so I'm not overly sure. If it is the 103rd Field Artillery, but then this the cardstock insignia was later applied. I've heard, or I was reading somewhere, I forget now, that the more intricate insignia was applied later in 1919, which ties in with the information I read out when I was back stateside after World War II. These, I believe, were applied later on, and then which sort of ties together also, if this the red paint is the same, the regiment, I believe that this is during the war, and then this was when after the war, when they were shipped back, that was applied, if that makes sense. Just move the helmet round now. Here's a side shot. Then move around to the back. There is some more red paint. Here's the other side. And then back round to the front again. Okay, so the helmet is now showing the inside. You may be aware that World War I helmets do contain asbestos. That's white asbestos. There is a asbestos pad that's sandwiched between the steel shell and a felt pad. That's why that piece of paper's in there. So here is a stamping. And you move round to the chin strap parts here, and the bail, and then this is it's a British First World War helmet. It's not the American version. It's another interesting piece about this. That's the other side. So here we go, this is the felt pad, and then behind that, just there, you can see the asbestos. And just here is the size, and I think just next to that there is a name, but I can't really make it out. It's just there. So let's look inside where the liner is. The chin strap bails and the part of the chin strap. Okay, so that's a look at a World War One British helmet that was used by the Americans during the First World War from the 103rd Field Artillery Regiment. I hope you enjoyed it and you didn't get too confused by what I was trying to explain. And thanks for watching.